As they walked up to a large steel door, Alex's family were asked to wait at the window and observe from there. Alex went to his mum, dad and sister and gave them all a big kiss, wishing them farewell. He knew that he wasn't going to see them now for at least a year, but had never anticipated what happened next. As they walked through the door, Alex was handed a spacesuit and a helmet and asked to put it on. They were getting onto the space shuttle now. Due to the suddenness of boarding the shuttle, Alex was immediately rendered speechless and now had the most nervous feeling in his tummy. Due to the delay experienced with the other winner of the competition, the programme was running behind schedule, so they had to move everything along much quicker with Alex to make up for the lost time. Once Alex was dressed, which didn't take long, he was escorted towards the shuttle for departure. As he walked toward the shuttle, he could see his family through a large safety window on the right. He wanted to throw himself against the glass in an effort to kiss them through the window, but knew that would just make him look silly, and so, instead, simply waved at them. His parents were so proud right now, but couldn't speak to Alex to tell him, so they just waved back at him. He could see his mum sobbing through the glass, but he knew what he had to do: get on the shuttle. As Alex boarded the shuttle, he knew exactly where he needed to sit, as it was labelled with his name above the seat. The team of astronauts on board, however, still watched Alex walk in behind them and directed him to his seat. The interior of the shuttle was poorly decorated, to say the least. There must have been hundreds of different buttons at the front of the shuttle, all of which Alex knew had a specific function. As Alex sat down, strapping himself in, he looked around at all the wires and dials inside the pod, still perplexed at where he was going very soon.
3, 2, 1, blast off!
Bellowed the announcement. There was an enormous rumbling noise from the engines, and Alex could feel himself moving upwards. He was moving straight upwards for a couple of minutes when he heard a loud clunk. Having seen so many space programs, Alex knew that this was the sound of the first fuel tank being dumped, which is normally done after about 2 minutes to effectively utilise fuel consumption. Alex knew that space shuttles did this and so was unperturbed by the noise. Roughly a minute later, after the second and third fuel tanks were dumped, Alex could feel the angle of the shuttle start to level out. He knew that this meant his entry into space wasn't far off, as shuttles had to be horizontal to exit the Earth's atmosphere. There was a loud boom as the shuttle left the atmosphere, and then silence. Alex knew that this meant he was well on his journey to Mars, and all he had to do now was wait to arrive. This was the fastest shuttle that NASA had ever built, but the journey was still going to take over 6 months to reach destination, and Alex thought this part of the adventure may be a little boring.